There are many ways that wives may lose their husbands. Their husband may have died from a sudden medical emergency like a heart attack, or perhaps he was lost to a long-term illness such as cancer, Parkinson's, or Alzheimer's. Your husband might have died due to an accident of some sort, like falling off a ladder, a car, collision, or even drowning. Whatever the cause of your husband's death, the impact on you is disorienting. It can be soul-crushing and traumatic. The loss of a husband is just devastating to most widows. And beyond the devastation that all widows may experience, the loss of your husband to suicide has some additional elements that bring a unique complexity to the mourning process. If your husband died by suicide, you may also be grappling with a sense of guilt and questioning what kind of wife you were. Typical thoughts include, I should have seen this coming. I obviously wasn't alert enough to see his struggle. If I'd been really watching, I could have saved him. And concluding that you are responsible. You may think, if he loved me, how could he have done this to me? We understand that people who die by suicide are in so much pain. At that moment, they can't see anything beyond their own pain. It's not that you were not precious to them, but that moment when their pain overwhelms their normal thinking, they will do anything to end their suffering. Thinking that you could have saved him or that he didn't love you is almost surely not true. The truth is that he was probably intentionally keeping his pain from you. He didn't want you to know his pain. Again, his decision to take his life wasn't about you. It was about his pain. Sadly, hiding emotional pain is very common in men, and it leaves them at greater risk of suicide, and the statistics bear this out. Another suicide-related issue you might experience is a sense of stigma, being judged by other people. You may have heard people say as much. You might hear comments like, he must have been so unhappy. You really didn't see this coming? Such statements, well, they can intensify the guilt you might already be feeling, and you might interpret these people as looking down on you. You might imagine them thinking, suicides just don't happen in healthy families, or their marriage must not have been very good. Now, these judgments are just not true. Suicides certainly occur within marriages which, by all accounts, were loving and supportive. We've seen this many times personally. Perhaps even worse, some widows report being told that their husband did a cowardly thing or that they were very selfish. Well, that simply isn't true, and it's an awful remark to make. We want you to reject such comments and remember this. Your husband was and is so much more than the manner of his death. You might temporarily forget that fact, and we encourage you to really focus on the truth of it. Again, he was and he is so much more. Still, another complication can be a lack of support for some widows whose husbands die by suicide. The topic of suicide seems to be especially off-putting for many people. They're personally frightened and even more unclear about how to help you. In turn, they shy away from offering the support you might really need. Most people don't mean to be callous and uncaring toward a widow. The truth is, many people simply don't know what to say to a widow, and their discomfort is likely even stronger because your husband was lost to suicide. Let's be honest. People shy away from pain, including other people's pain. Now, what can you do to contend with these complex issues? Well, first, remind yourself of these truths. The truth is, you are not responsible for your husband's decision to end his own life. The truth is that your husband's suicide does not mean you aren't a good wife. The truth is that most suicides are unpredictable, and this is especially true for men. Participating in a support group for widows who also lost husbands to suicide can be very helpful to you. and finding a therapist, counselor, or coach who specializes in grief may offer guidance in experiencing a healthy, active mourning process. Grieving alone is never your best pathway forward. Anne-Marie and I have produced a series of brief videos for widows who are grieving the loss of their husbands. In those videos, we offer a variety of ideas on how to actively mourn, how to honorably remember your husband, what a healing journey looks like, and much more. So please consider watching more of our videos. Also, if you have lost your husband to suicide and you're interested in experiencing some really intensive healing, we offer specific, intimate, personalized widow healing retreats several times a year. More information is available on our website. I want to end this video with a glimmer of hope for you. I understand that you may not be experiencing any sense of hope right now. Instead, you may be feeling absolute despair. We know personally that recovering from this level of loss is often the toughest challenge that a person will face in their entire life. But we promise your situation is not hopeless, even though it may feel that way right now. Healing is possible, but it will take significant time, along with a lot of courage and patience. Healing from loss is an active process and it requires intentional effort to heal. I will end this message here, but I encourage you to look at our other video titles that might resonate with you. I'm hoping with you and for you.